Okay, so now we are live for an Ask Esther. The first one in the new year, actually, right? Even though
Mhm.
um,
Oh yeah.
it, the month is already over. But I'm here with Brigitte, who has a question. And so my name is Esther de Charon de Saint-Germain. I'm the personal branding queen. And Brigitte is a client of mine and who a very talented client with a passion for something really incredible. And tell us about your passion.
Yeah, hello, my name is Brigitte and I'm a puppet maker, props designer, mask maker, and I've worked for theater and film and for private clients for several years now as a free flying artist. But now I'm in the launch process of a very dear project of mine. It's called the Booby Puppets. It is self-love and body positivity project where I create Muppet style, quite big puppets that are personalized to the individual person who wants to work with it. And they are quite, may I show her? Just so
Yeah,
people get
please,
an idea.
if you
Brought
want
of
to.
course. So they look like this. They are quite big, like almost 70 centimeter. They're handmade with a lot of details. Yeah, it's painted by me, and that's the prototype. But everything that is here now with felt will later be stitched. So it will all be very, very high quality and very, yeah, on my own, it will take me probably around 2 weeks to make one.
Yeah.
And my question is, since it's a high-end puppet and has to be expensive, how do I get her in front of the right clients, also under the aspect that she will probably come with a program, either separately or with a program? And I'm not sure if the traditional launching program is the right thing for this and if I will find the right people. At the same time, there's also this charity aspect that I think as many people as possible should be able to get this puppet, and I think that I would like to include it in this high pricing, that I put a certain percentage aside. So every now and then I can make one puppet for free and give it to somebody who can't afford and would really benefit from it. But the original puppet has to be quite expensive. And so how do I find the right clients and launch it in front of them? Or
Okay. So the question is, how do I go from an idea to making a profitable idea out of it, like
yes.
something that is sustainable and will really help you move forward in your business,
Yes.
right? So, first, do you know what you call you use it a couple of times. It's one word and you keep repeating it. Expensive.
Yeah.
So you keep repeating the word expensive. And so it's so you repeat it's 2 weeks of work and therefore it is expensive. So this is very much about changing the wordings. I think what you need to do is show up with the puppet a lot. And the thing is that it's not just a puppet. The puppet without you is just a puppet that is somewhere there. I mean, she's beautiful and you can make her in all color, shapes and forms. So we've been seeing, no, there are a couple of things. We've been seeing her with the shirt on, but which I love that you would let her wear the shirt because she is like, don't do this to me. And so the thing is that this is this
What
is
is inside?
a puppet with boobies and with a real body, and so it's not the traditional look, I'm gorgeous puppet.
Mm-hmm.
So the puppet is a symbol for the way we see ourselves, for self-love and everything. And the first time you showed the puppet, you talked to her,
Mm-hmm.
and she talked to you. And so this whole combination of um, making us aware of the voices in our head that go like, oh no, you're too fat, you're too old, you're too this, you're too that, you're too whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, that became suddenly very much, it became a real feel. So it's like she's a little mirror as well,
Yes, exactly.
right?
Yeah, she's supposed to mirror
Okay,
us.
so now there are different things. So it's you, it's the program, and it's a program about self-love and acceptance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then there is the puppet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the program can exist without the puppet?
Probably, well, that's what I'm not fully clear about. I can make it either way. I can, yeah, because I have ideas that would work also with the sock that we did in our masterclass, where you can practice with another item. It, I could design it that it would work without, but I'm not sure if it's a good idea or if I should design it that the puppet is really a crucial part of it. Yeah, because then I feel I'm forcing it a little bit too much, maybe. Yeah, that the puppet has to be with it, but on the other hand, the point is also
Do you
making this
think that a,
experience with a puppet. Yeah.
yeah. Do you think a program like that, where you teach us to really love ourselves, do you think a program like that is needed?
I think so.
I
Yeah,
think so
yeah,
too.
yeah. And also what I think is what is also particular about this one, that it's also playful.
Hmm.
I feel like we also have a need for things that are not so serious. Of course, serious because they go somewhere. Yeah. I mean, you know it yourself with your challenges that seem so simple, but they go deep and they bring things to the surface. Yeah. And that's a similar idea that you have time to play. It's not a task on the task list. It's something that you do with joy and based on free will. And it's allowed to laugh while you're doing it, but at the same time it goes deep. And I think, yes, that it's needed. Yeah.
I actually think so we're going to do this in two parts. We
Mhm.
start now with the program.
Mhm.
I actually think that this is an amazing time to do a little 6 weeks or so self-love program,
Yeah, yeah, I think so too.
because the reason is that um, a lot of people started the new year with all these resolutions like, I'm going to lose 10 kilos, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then we're nearing February,
Mhm.
and the majority of people started smoking again. Uh, they started eating chocolate again.
Mhm.
So, and then with that, the maybe self-hate is a
Mhm.
little bit too big, but the being mean to yourself voice is getting louder and louder.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
I'm
I
not doing it anymore.
Yeah, and I think that you will be able to help people become aware of the voice,
Mhm.
and then help them to,
Transform it. Yeah.
yeah, to replace it with a voice that is all about self-acceptance and
Mhm.
self-love, and
Mhm.
it's basically like a big beautiful blanket.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's about stopping it, like noticing it, in the first place, because we have the bold and loud ones, but we have also very subtle ones that run on autopilot that we most of the time are not even aware that they're there. And it's about spotting. I included this question.
Oh, there's something with your sound, because now it's gone.
How? I have no sign. Can you hear me still?
Maybe it's just a little wire.
Is it better when I make it louder?
No?
Is there any difference? I have no signs here that anything is wrong. Do you hear me?
Well, a little bit, but
No.
maybe it's your. So do you have some wire or something that is?
Nothing. I have my phone on airplane mode. There's nothing around me. No. Oh my God. What's happening? My microphone is here. Everything looks
Well, you just need to scream then.
okay.
Okay, so could you do something like? Could you create something like a 6-week program where you use the puppets, but instead of letting other people use a similar puppet, you can use what we did, with the hands, with the sock or something like that, and make a very simple project, a simple course with it, and set it up like a beta program. And you can even invite, I don't know, invite 10 people or so and tell them, hey, I'm doing a beta program. This is all about self-love and becoming aware of the voice within that keeps nagging us. And then the results of the course will be, of course, that you are more aware of the voice, but also I think it probably will mean that you dare to do more, that you are bolder, because you stop putting yourself, making yourself small and horrible. So
It's about finding a gentle way that works for everybody to replace
yeah,
mean patterns and
yeah.
damaging and unhealthy patterns. Them, then
Hold on, you need to really scream.
first spotting them. Oh my God.
So it feels like
What can it
it's.
be? I have no idea. There's nothing. What could it be? My microphone is. When I touch it, is there a difference? When I touch my microphone, is there any difference?
I don't know what it is. You just go yes or no. And if we can, you can also write in the chat.
Yes.
It's we can communicate like that as well. We'll figure it out. So invite, Brigitte, can you invite like 10 people and tell them, hey, this is what I'm doing. But you can only join if you're full in, like completely. If you give me weekly feedback, because then that way you create the course together, and at the end you give me a testimonial that is really heartwarmingly beautiful. Yeah. So then at the end of these 6 weeks, you got a course that you can sell. Now, it's not, here's a course, it starts and it ends. A course is part of it, so it needs to become visible to everyone. What you can do is, as start today, is to this whole message of softness and self-love and care needs to become visible. And you can use the puppet for that, and you with the puppet, and make little posts, go live, make people aware that this is there, that you are there, and that you've got this puppet and this special method. I think that after these 6 weeks that you've done the tryout of the beta round of the course, it will have become more or less a method. And you can, and you're becoming more or more cat and paintings. Very bad idea. I'm watching you. You become more and more an expert in the field. So you can make it into a method. Or so it needs to be something that is a method that is uniquely yours. Hold on. Nee, dat is een heel slecht idee. Sorry. So it needs to be uniquely yours, and in order for people, we know this, and you know this. Though you can, so it can be you can ask people in the academy, but also people from outside. So what you do is you get them in a group, your group. It's only for them, and you communicate with them in the group. You set a date. This is where we start. This is where we meet. And you can only join if you're there for every meeting. And then you can use something like Zoom to get everyone together. So this is the work you do in the group. But a very important part is to share snippets of what you do in the group with the outside world. So people know that there is that you are creating a method, a way to soften the voice of you're not good enough. And then you need to give it needs to be a name, because it's an artistic form. So you probably will let people do artwork, or I don't know. This is your course. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I have some ideas already, and I also thought that I would like to include a shamanic journey to your self-love side, so that we know we have the guidance in ourselves already.
Yeah.
We can ask them for all sorts of things. Why not for ourselves? Like, what would you like me to know? What is good for me the next week that I should focus on in terms of self?
Yeah.
So I want to include a shamanic journey as well. So you have a different way of relaxing and getting soft and listening to the inner voice and these things. So I have already a few snippets, and I need more. Yeah, I have.
Okay, so you create a program that will bring in money as well. So it will grow impact. It's just, imagine what would happen if in 2 years from now, thousands and thousands of women have gone through your methods and are able to look into the mirror and go like, oh, I like you. You're great. Just imagine what would happen, what we can do once we drop the voice of, oh, you can do that because you're too old, too fat, too gray, too whatever.
It's so hindering. It is so hindering with what we do. It's so hindering. And
Yeah,
also,
yeah, yeah.
I
So what you do is you need to be for yourself before you start this beta round. You need to define really clear what it is, how not accepting yourself, of not really loving yourself, um, not being kind to yourself, how much that gets into the way of having a fulfilling life and letting your dreams come true and do amazing things, or just sit, I don't know, sit on a bench in the forest and be completely in love with yourself, or whatever.
exactly. It has so much.
So this is, yeah, so this is the group, no, sorry, the beta course. um I think you can see this as a movement you're starting. So it's a movement of self-love, or whatever you want to call it. Um, Now you need to communicate this with the outside world. You can do this by little videos, by making little memes, small posts, but it should be every day, because your audience needs to see you. So now they see you as the artist, and this needs to shift, that they see you as the artist who helps women to completely love themselves.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yes, yes, yes.
So this is something that you need to do every day, again and again and again. So it's repeat, repeat, repeat,
My struggle.
repeat,
Yeah.
repeat.
That's still my struggle
Yeah.
daily.
So that is the course.
Mm-hmm.
Now the puppets.
Mm-hmm.
Um, did you ever just ask people who create? Yeah, so this is your design. The puppet is your design. I think you need to start with asking others how much it is to reproduce it. So what is, it's the costs of reproduce the puppet.
Oh, you mean finding somebody like a seamstress or
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's an issue. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So see this kitten who is now sort of between my paint. Oh, it's just a tail and
It's a dog.
um.
Cats actually. Cats who paint.
So you need to figure out how much it is,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just the cost of reproduction,
Yeah.
and then you need to add an amount of money on top of it.
Yeah. I mean, the
Um,
design needs to be mine, I think, because
yeah,
the design needs to be mine, like details, paintings,
yeah,
the body needs
yeah,
to be done by somebody. Yeah.
yeah. But you need to stop calling it expensive. There is a client for every product.
Yes, that's from
And I was watching, so my son was watching a program yesterday with guys and a car. Nee. And um, this is it's Zobra, I don't know. They make cars that only 5 people or so buy. And so the whole design, the motors, the stuff, the marketing is just so they can sell 5 or 10 or so cars. So imagine how much a car like that costs. And they are being sold. So this is about you need to find the right person who wants. So imagine a doll like that would be $500. And then you've got a handmade doll that feels soft and cuddly and that looks like you. With the boobies and the belly and the thighs and the big eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, 500 will be difficult actually. Yeah. It's already quite difficult to get it produced for that money. Yeah. There probably has to be more.
So if 600 is too small an amount, so you should not make it yourself. You need to find other people who create it for you. So my advice would be to make a second one in a different skin tone, for instance. So you got a light one and a dark one or so. And alternate, but they need to be seen. And you need to figure out, and you can do that by starting. So you need to figure out what your clients really need. And so this is a doll for women who need to learn to love themselves again. And I understand that you want to add this the free the free doll, a doll that you want to give away for free.
Yeah, for charity.
The charity doll, yeah. And oh, hey, what's she's having a second I don't know, kitty time or so. You can do that once you got enough money in your own business. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I tried to find a way how I could incorporate this.
Yeah. And I think it's easier to do that because it's not a product, and so it's easier to do it with your service. So what you could do is that once the program is alive and working and people are taking it, that you grant a scholarship or so. And it's for every program you give away one scholarship.
Okay.
And that's much easier. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is all about making a division and divide it in program, doll. And the program is much easier scalable and will have a huge effect. And it still has, in its core, is the idea of the doll, of the booby doll. And in the program, because it's closed, you can become really intimate. You can really learn women to become friends with their own body, which is the most amazing thing you can teach women.
Yeah, I think so too. Because it has an influence on how you show up.
Yeah.
It's also that I noticed that I don't tolerate so much of this talk around me anymore. I make people aware that you can't do this. This is not
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah.
Say something like this. So
yeah,
the more I connect with this, the more I try.
yeah,
I'm not doing this to patronize. It's just
yeah.
you can't stand it anymore around you.
So what you can do is you need to lead by example. So it would mean that you share a photo of yourself and where you combine this vulnerability with self-love and become a beacon for others.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
I understand. Yeah, that's already in my
Yeah,
head.
I see. Okay. So I think there's a lot of work for you to do,
Oh yeah,
but it's also when you focus on the money. Sorry, not on the money. On I wanted to go there. When you focus on the program first, it's easier for you because it's scalable. You can grow your impact, and the best byproduct of growing your impact is that you generate a money flow. And you need this money flow to further your message. And it's a message of self-acceptance, self-love, become aware of the voices.
yeah.
And once this money stream is there, you can also focus on the puppets again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And until then, you really um, leverage the beauty and the vulnerability of the puppets as in a way to attract the people who really need you.
Yeah.
It's a really strange sentence, but you get it, right?
I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she becomes the mascot of the program.
Yeah. Yeah. I have this idea of creating a YouTube channel as well, where I have just short clips, 1 minute or something.
Hmm.
And I was first thinking of having an actress speaking the puppet, and my friend said, "No, it has to be you. It's your puppet, and it
Yeah,
has."
but so
Yeah.
start with what you got.
Yeah.
You got a camera, you got a phone, you got a puppet, you got an idea.
Yeah.
So instead of making it really big and far away, just start with what you got. You've got a voice, tell, write, share, make little photos of yourself. It can be a photo of your hand, um, and or a little meme. I love me. I don't know. Just really start simple and grow. So do not go for complex stuff. Make it really simple.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So does this help?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Always.
Cool. Okay, well, this was Ask Esther with Brigitte Doerner and the beautiful Bowie doll. And bye, Bowie doll. And so I guess very soon you will be invite the first people to do the program with you, right?
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Exciting!
Task.
Really exciting. Okay, so thank you, and we'll see everyone for the next Ask Esther.
Thank you.
Bye!